A great roar then from the packed stands and terraces at the conclusion of the All-Ireland Football Championship, a championship which began on May the 8th. Can Meath confirm their position as the best team in the country? They've won the league title already this year. Or will Cork atone for last year? Tommy Sugrue checks. The players in midfield offer one another every encouragement. Hayes and McEntee for Meath, McCarthy and Fahy in red of Cork. Cork to play from right to left in the first half. The man that they had so much doubt about before this match, Larry Tompkins, marked, as you see there, by Liam Harnan. Tommy Sugrue is ready, just checking. The long-awaited final is underway. Teddy McCarthy setting Cork into an early attack down towards Dave Barry, trying to lay it off for Barry Coffey. The little chip inside towards Dennis Allen, held off there well by Pádraig Lyons. Good covering by Pádraig Lyons, the younger of the two Lyons brothers, operating on the full back line. Not such a good pass out of defence, intercepted there by Tony Nation. Teddy McCarthy way to his left-hand side, rather a giveaway of the ball. Pitch in absolutely superb condition, a tribute to the ground staff here, and one must mention Con O'Leary, the head groundsman here for the last 20 years, watching the match this afternoon in the Mater Hospital, and everyone in Croke Park sends him their best wishes. Coleman Corrigan coming across. Referee's whistle sounds, and he has a little quick word there with Matty McCabe, fouling Coleman Corrigan, who of course missed most of last year's final when he was taken off injured. Now Cahalane going across to the right back position to take that free. Touchdown towards Teddy McCarthy, releasing it outside. Paul McGrath. High and hopeful, but wide. Cork's first attack. And Paul McGrath wide of the target. Shea Fahy tussling there, but it breaks down into the arms of Liam Harnan. Anxious to do well this afternoon. Liam Hayes through the middle towards Brian Stafford. Hot not deceiving Coleman Corrigan, well judged. Little chip forward towards Paul McGrath. Martin O'Connell's his marker. Here's Dennis Allen, the 36-year-old, playing in his first All-Ireland final. Nice ball inside. McCarthy's moved inside. Teddy McCarthy shot. It's a goal! McCarthy. 2.5 minutes gone, conceived by the genius of Dennis Allen. What running by McCarthy, slack marking at the back. And it was Kevin Foley who was left with the task of trying to block this one. It went through the goalkeeper's legs. And Cork have gone into a one-goal lead. Well, that's the start that will settle down any nerves that exist. Nation towards Paul McGrath. That goal created out on that wing, and a brilliant ball through the centre by that great footballing player, Dennis Allen. One of the great geniuses of the game, and so many people wondered why he wasn't involved last season. Shea Fahy takes it chest high. Cork have settled the quicker, and that goal has helped. Cahalane rifling it forward towards Michael McCarthy, the Skibbereen man outside the 45-metre line. Cut out, however, by Pádraig Lyons. Great covering again by Lyons. Up towards PJ Gillick. Much will depend on young PJ Gillick. Hayes. Meath doing well, weathering the storm. And that's a free in to Meath for that push on Brian Stafford by Coleman Corrigan. Meath playing good, sensible football out of defence, trying to weather this little storm that they're going through. Rocked by that early goal, of course. Stafford, such a hero last year, waits. Jostling for the ball inside. Cahalane can't hold it, gets there the second time. Ahead of Colm O'Rourke. Shea Fahy opens it up into the middle. Robbie O'Malley misjudges. It comes to Dave Barry. Cork making the much better start. Paul McGrath. Not a good ball forward. Taken by Robbie O'Malley. Towards Jerry McEntee. Dennis Allen and McEntee. Two great old heads. Now the Cork sideline ball, despite the protest there from David Beggy. So Larry Tompkins to take this sideline ball short to Teddy McCarthy, the goal scorer after 2.5 minutes. Only score of the game indeed so far. That's well blocked down by Jerry McEntee. Robbie O'Malley fouled by Larry Tompkins, and despite the hamstring injury that was much talked about, Larry has decided to play without the aid of any strapping on the leg. Tompkins has scored 18 points in the championship so far for Cork. Robbie O'Malley here acknowledged as one of the great right cornerbacks in modern football. McEntee ran well, sensibly picking that one up ahead of Larry Tompkins. Kevin Foley has had a very good season in the championship. Speculatively across towards Bernard Flynn, and he was pushed out over the sideline. No question about the free. Over the head of Brian Stafford. Shea Fahy back there covering for Cork to link up with Paul McGrath. Nice little solo onto the left boot. It comes into space, but there's nobody there at all except Mick Lyons. Liam Hayes was calling. And around Larry Tompkins. Good play. Nice balance and control by Hayes. Simply pissed it out of his grasp that time, which of course would be against the rules. Robbie O'Malley. And the elbow high by Barry Coffey produces a free to Meath. McEntee the taker quickly. Brian Stafford holds it. Lovely skill and elegance. High up into the clouds it goes. Cahalane's under it. Bernard Flynn too. And it goes off the defender. It's gone for a 45. And you can see great crowds of Meath supporters just underneath us here, and plenty of tension about. Brian Stafford then seeking his 24th point, taking it short. Beggy, nice run! And it's over the bar for Meath's opening score, which has come after 8 minutes play. So 2 points separating the sides now. But the referee had whistled for something that happened down there. The score is cancelled out, and so it may well be the point now that Beggy got a little bit earlier. No advantage applied then, so here it comes. It is now. Well, David Beggy, I think, was just dragged that time as he was going through, so the referee cancelled out his kick, and Brian Stafford's is the one that counts, his 24th point of the championship. fisting. McCabe searching. Pursued by Tony Davis. McEntee is free. Player with the craft and talent to set up scores. Brian Stafford has gone wandering. Coleman Corrigan has followed. PJ Gillick. McCabe gets it back to Stafford, who started all of that, and a block down by Teddy McCarthy. Receives it again from Shea Fahy. Goal to a point the position, of course. Cork the leaders at the moment. A belt into space. Dave Barry controls. On towards Barry Coffey. Cork holding it up, waiting for movement inside. Dave Barry chipping. But it's Cork Lyons who gets there first, and despite the high challenge from Michael McCarthy round the face, the referee allows an advantage. Dennis Walsh can't hold. David Beggy trying to get clear of the shackles of Tony Nation, being allowed an advantage, or is he? No, the referee has whistled up. Nothing was coming of it, so the referee quite correctly blows for the free. They're playing away down at the other end. And of course it was Beggy who set up the goal after 25 minutes in last year's final for Colm O'Rourke. Well, Tommy Sugrue had blown up, and because of all the noise here and the cheering, his whistle simply wasn't heard. So this free is from about 40... Well, the referee is saying, Brian, take it back a little bit. It's now just about 45 metres out, or just a little nearer. And the Cork fans getting the highest vantage point possible from the scoreboard. Flynn releases it to Harnan. Well, he was hoping to silence a few critics who haven't been too pleased with his performances this season. Not wide of the target. And so it remains Cork 1 goal, Meath 1 point. And we have 11 minutes gone. Great fetching by Jerry McEntee, clean catching, the release quickly and smartly to Gillick, trying to get away from Conor Counihan, getting it onto his shooting foot as it were, but drops short into Kerins' hands. Fahy here. Tony Davis running well. Loose ball picked up by Robbie O'Malley, rather a giveaway. Beggy chipping it on towards Colm O'Rourke. That's such a good final last year. Oh, he wasn't expecting that. That came in his blindside completely from Barry Coffey. He was looking around, and the shoulder came in. Colm O'Rourke was not expecting it. Both players in need of attention. This was what happened. He picked it up ahead of Dennis Walsh. And now watch for the player coming in, Barry Coffey on his blind side. There's the shoulder, he simply wasn't expecting it. In need of attention then, Colm O'Rourke. One of the great footballers of the last decade or so. A player who at one stage was really told that there simply was no reason why he should continue, because he had a very bad knee injury, but he bravely battled through all of that, and the referee's had the book out and he's taken the name there of Barry Coffey. So Coffey is the first player to have his name taken. Dr. Con Murphy there, the medical officer, just checking Barry Coffey's condition as well. Was on the fringe of the panel last year, but didn't quite make it into the 21 for the final. Once again, Anne Burton there, the physio, Sean Boylan, the manager, was in just a moment ago to check on a very groggy looking Colm O'Rourke. And let's hope he can get back into the action quickly. He would be a huge loss were he forced to leave this match. So it's going to be a free. Brian Stafford, as always, will be the taker. 2 points between the teams, a goal to a point. Stafford's kick deep towards Liam Hayes, who moved forward to Hayes, marked by Fahy. He started very well, Shea Fahy. And Teddy McCarthy, their goal scorer. Cahalane on the trusty left boot. He's operating on the right-hand side, though picked on the left. Takes back to Martin O'Connell. Is there some holding? The Cork fans thought there was on Dennis Allen. It's open and enterprising so far. Dennis Walsh there and Colm O'Rourke. Barry Coffey. And ball out over the sideline. Meath ball. Ball in the taker towards Colm O'Rourke. Dennis Walsh. again having the task of marking Colm O'Rourke this season. Didn't have a good final last year, Dennis Walsh, but the referee and the linesman here, Mickey Kern, signals that it's going to be a Cork ball, and Colm O'Rourke is very vexed by that decision. He's very baffled by that particular call. Produced the score for Meath, trying to get through. He's got there. Short tackle late. Back to Stafford. The little chip is over the bar, and it's Meath's second point. He's got both their scores, and that's the first to come from play. So we have a point separating the sides, and a quarter of an hour gone. Meath fans now are happier, I think, with the way things are turning around. Says not pushing on Fahy. Straight to Cahalane, turning, striking it back into the heart of the Meath defence. Robbie O'Malley jumps with two Corkmen. Dave Barry releases it back to Teddy McCarthy, belting it forward towards Dennis Allen, making a good diagonal run across from right to left. Cork Lyons his marker, drilling it over to another unmarked player. That's Paul McGrath. Into Michael McCarthy unmarked. Good forward play. And it produces a fine point. Michael McCarthy, one of the finds of the year for them. It's come through the under-21 ranks. Played well in the Munster final, and that was a really well-executed score. Dennis Allen was the one who set it up with Paul McGrath, and look at the slack marking, which was responsible really for the goal just before this. But it was a very good finish by McCarthy. Cork then leading by 2 points. Meath the free for that bit of holding on Liam Hayes. Taken quickly by Harn, and he belts it high into the Cork defence. Colm O'Rourke catches, happily recovered from injury, and it's over the bar. This game is opening up. Meath this afternoon, of course, playing in their 11th final, seeking a 5th title. Cork playing in their 17th All-Ireland final, and only 4 wins to date, 3 of them this century. Jostling there, Teddy McCarthy. Tackled by McEntee, and Colm O'Rourke, and he releases it, forced into giving it away to David Beggy. Goal opens up in front of him. Coleman Carrigan, and I think he was going to pass it across, but in fact it's going to be a free in for holding right on the 13-metre line. David Beggy, of course, has a little bit of rugby training, and if we see this once again, I wonder, was he thinking about a pass into the centre rugby style? I think he was. It was a good little dummy. Coleman Carrigan invited into the foul, and a free in for Meath. So Brian Stafford stepping up onto the 13-metre line, and you'd put your life savings that he would stick this one over with no breeze to worry about this afternoon. Will this be the equaliser in the 18th minute? Stafford has scored 3 of Meath's 4 points. The sides are level at Croke Park in the 1988 All-Ireland football final. Well, Meath's recovery now complete after the shock of that goal they conceded to Teddy McCarthy after just 2.5 minutes play. Liam Harnan is dominating. We haven't seen much of Tompkins so far. McCabe. And Colm O'Rourke is through. Tackled by Tony Nation. Meath have taken the lead for the first time in the match, with Colm O'Rourke's second point in this game, and Colm O'Rourke has now scored 6 points in this year's championship. What a great forward he is, and indeed happily recovered from that facial injury he took a little bit earlier on. Tony Davis drops it, and it's Liam Hayes, sharper. Very athletic figure. Nice little flick forward towards Matty McCabe. If he can release it back to Hayes, which he can, but the referee says it was an illegal hand pass. And that takes a little bit of the pressure off a beleaguered Cork defence. Well, these Cork fans are discussing the opening 20 minutes. Happy, I'm sure, with the opening 5, but since then the tide has turned. Arnon is having a marvellous game. McEntee forward towards Bernard Flynn. It comes off the legs of Cahalane, and then he follows up and commits the foul against Brian Stafford, pleads his case with Tommy Sugru. Niall Cahalane this afternoon, by the way, he's marking Bernard Flynn, who has yet to score. Brian Stafford is the player down injured at the moment. Sean Boylan comes in to check on his great full forward. And meanwhile, as Cork substitute is warming up down there, and that is young Stephen O'Brien, just a couple of days over age for minor again this year. And Billy Morgan, his team manager, has a quick little word with him. They're clubmates indeed at Nemo Rangers. Stephen O'Brien is getting ready to come in. Now, who is he going to replace? Paul McGrath came across there, but he's not going. I think he might be going into that defence. I don't think they're too happy with the way the defence has functioned so far, in particular their full back line. And I think, as Brian Stafford is back on his feet again, it's Dennis Walsh who's going off. He didn't have a good start to the match, didn't do all that terribly well in last year's final. He'll be the first to admit it, and it's Stephen O'Brien who comes in his place. Brian Stafford then, the kicker of 3 points so far, 2 of them from play. The nick in the face there, I think, on the right-hand side of his cheek. It's high, not on its way, however. Oh, and Stephen O'Brien is fouled straight to the face that time. And the referee signals it's going to be a free for Cork. Stephen O'Brien is one of the most promising young footballers in the Cork area over the last few seasons, and great things are expected of him in the next few years. That's Barry Coffey, tackled and fouled by Liam Hayes, and Tommy Sugru goes down quickly to say, come on, keep it down. Meath the leaders, in case you joined us late, leading by a point. 23 minutes gone in the first half. Cork 1-1, Meath 5 points. Teddy McCarthy once again sneaking down into that danger area, looking for another score. Off the post it comes down to Barry Coffey. Nice turn. Blocked brilliantly. Oh, a great save by Robbie O'Malley. Reminiscent of the great one last year by Mick Vans. But great covering by the Meath defence. It comes out towards Colm O'Rourke. Marked now by Stephen O'Brien, the 18-year-old. Down towards Teddy McCarthy again to Dennis Allen. A little bit optimistic. Cork behind by a point then, and that ball comes out to McEntee. To midfield to PJ Gillick. That went through 2 Cork players to reach PJ Gillick. Stafford, that's it off his chest. Only error he's made so far. Shaken a little bit, I think, after that injury, which needed attention a little while ago. This is a very finely balanced contest. Meath, the hottest of hot favourites, but Cork have come here with the attitude that they're really going to, as they say themselves, give it a lash this year. Larry Tompkins, first time he's got an opportunity to shine. To Teddy McCarthy, released quickly to Barry Coffey. Two players converging on Teddy McCarthy as Coffey went forward, but he's put it wide. So just a point between the teams. 10 minutes to go now before the half-time whistle. Meanwhile, at the other end of the ground, the marking is tight. It's a competitive, hard, physical game, as you'll see from the scars of battle on the face of Brian Stafford. There's nothing given lightly in midfield. Larry Tompkins now, I think, has moved towards midfield, something which he did in the Munster final with great success against Kerry, you'll remember. It's a good ball forward for Paul McGrath. He can get it in quickly. Overhit the pass to Dennis Allen. Oh, high from the foot of Dennis Allen to Mick Lyons. He connected and the referee says, no question, that's a free out. The referee sees it as dangerous play. And so Dennis Allen's name goes in to join the name of Barry Coffey in the referee's book. This is what happened again. It was an overhit pass. Allen tried to latch onto it, but dangerous. Oh, it was the elbow in fact into the face of Mick Lyons. So Mick Lyons then the second or third indeed of the Meath players in need of attention. Colm O'Rourke's been in the wars, and we saw Brian Stafford down needing attention also. So the referee certainly will have the option of adding time on at the end of this half. Dennis Allen there, a player who is back in the Cork colours after 3 seasons in the wilderness. He's playing great stuff at club level. And the fans behind the goal there on Hill 16 cheering on for Meath. Happy to see Mick Lyons back on his feet again. Jerry McEntee, I note, has gone across to mark Larry Tompkins, and Tompkins, yes, is now at midfield. Tompkins and Fahy then the axis in midfield for Cork. Teddy McCarthy is playing on the 40. Colm O'Rourke been invited to bring that ball back about 10 metres. Well, this was a tactic that they pulled with great success against Kerry. Will it work against Meath? Tompkins at midfield and then Teddy McCarthy playing at centre forward. Cahalane trying to round 2 attackers. Tony Davis, that's well blocked down by Colm O'Rourke. Oh, a little bit of fisticuffs. Tension spilling over a little bit. It's a game in which great commitment has been given by both sides, but there's terrific intensity as well. Can't quite hold, drops down to Tony Davis, to Dennis Allen, and the couple of passes he's got down there, he's used them very well. He's won a free. He's created a goal and a point so far, Dennis Allen. Referee then having a quick word with Pádraig Lyons, the 26-year-old cornerback. Dennis Allen wants a word as well with Tommy Sugrue. Larry Tompkins then, first chance to test out that hamstring with a free. That looks good, but it tails to the left and it goes wide. Well, they struck it well. That's certainly no indication from him that he is carrying an injury. Barry Coffey judged it to a tee. Held, and he wins a free in. Well, in last year's semi-final against Galway in the drawn match, Larry pointed a beauty from this position. Just about the same angle as well. His side trailing by a point. It continues to remain Meath 5 points, Cork 1-1, and that's the amount of time remaining, just a little under 6 minutes in the half. Teddy McCarthy breaks it down to Liam Harnan. Blocked down by Michael McCarthy. Tompkins. Teddy McCarthy again. In towards Michael McCarthy, his namesake. The Skibbereen man trying to make connection. McQuillan does well. Fourick lines, tidies. Across to the waiting Martin O'Connell. And the danger averted. Nice turn by Beggy. Robbed by Dennis Allen. To Teddy McCarthy again. Kevin Foley is marking. And Beggy is adjudged to have touched the ball on the ground, and it's going to be a free in for Cork for Larry Tompkins and a chance of an equaliser. Sides level once before in this first half. And for the second time, the sides are level, on level terms. Cork 1-2, Meath 5 points. Larry Tompkins' first score has taken 31 minutes to come. As Mickey McQuillan prepares to take this kick out, I note that the Meath wing-backs have switched, and Martin O'Connell is now playing on Barry Coffey, and Paul McGrath being marked by Kevin Foley. Matty McCabe holds it the second time, ahead of Tony Davis, linking up with O'Connell. PJ Gillick touching it down for David Beggy. Good searching ball through the middle, caught by McCabe, wrestled however from him by Tony Davis, quite legally the referee says, and out it comes into the middle. That was a very, very vital and important catch. Tompkins is on his way, stopped however, but fouled in the process by PJ Gillick. Gillick was insistent that it wasn't a foul, but of course you're not allowed to chop the ball away out of a player's grasp like that. The rule book states you've got to flick it away with the open hand. Free quickly taken to Conor Coonahan. Breaks down to McCarthy, and so nearly a second Cork goal. Stopped on the line by Martin O'Connell and away from danger. Meath having some nervous moments in defence. There's some good intelligent running by the Cork forwards, the full forward line in particular, when the ball comes their way. It's created openings, but they concede frees at the other end. Stafford winning that free, which O'Rourke takes quickly to Bernard Flynn, who is yet to score in this match. Seemed to step out over the end line, and it's going to be a kick out for Cork. Bernard Flynn going through a minor scoring crisis at the moment. He's failed to find the target in his last two matches as well. That's against Dublin and against Mayo. Larry Tompkins didn't hold it. I don't think he was expecting it to get through Jerry McEntyre's arms. Free then quickly taken in towards Colm O'Rourke. Coleman Corrigan covering. So two very evenly matched teams, level pegging at the moment. These Cork fans full of hope that the cup might return to the city of Cork for the first time in 15 years. But it's Stafford advancing on goal, held out by Kearns, and it's just as well that Nation was waiting at alert to kick it away. But really, it's a question of a clearance there under all kinds of stress and strain. Colm O'Rourke grabs. That's good fielding, good vision to pick out Stafford, but he's put it wide of the target. There's a little bit of defending there that I think resulted in Brian Stafford being put off his concentration as he hit that one. Nervous moments in midfield. Meath asserting themselves. Cahalane keeping Bernard Flynn scoreless so far. There was a push, and that's going to be a free out. Very congested midfield, and it's Colm O'Rourke takes it from there to Bernard Flynn. Into time added on for injuries now. And Meath winning themselves a free. The foul by Niall Cahalane on Bernard Flynn. The motto seems to be thou shalt not pass. Well, we've had the trainer on at least 3 times for Meath on each occasion, it must be said, and I'm sure the referee Tommy Sugrue will add on a minute or two. This is now 40 seconds into injury time, and Meath have retaken the lead with Brian Stafford's 4th pointed free. And a game that's so delicately balanced, it has the makings of a really good second half. Neither side prepared to yield an inch in the opening 35 minutes. Coffey bottled up and held. Cork's 11th free then, down towards Teddy McCarthy. Michael McCarthy knocked to the ground, and that produces a free on the 20-metre line. We've had a lot of this personal fouling going on over the last 5-6 minutes, and let's hope it doesn't start to spoil the game. Larry Tompkins has been told by the referee Tommy Sugrue, I think, that this might well be the end of it. Yes, this is the last kick of the first half. Will it be the equalising one for the 3rd time in the half? It curls to the left, it's wide, and Meath then lead by 6 points to 1-2. The referee just waiting for the ball to come out. Well, in fact, he has blown the half-time whistle. There it is. And so, as we tell you, Meath go in leading by just the bare minimum. It's Meath 6 points, Cork 1-2, and it has the makings, I think, of a really good, competitive and intense second half. And that's something we're looking forward to.
And as you join us here, the half-time entertainment is in full swing, so let's join that for a few moments.
Is one, as if that soul were fled. So sleeps the pride of former days, so glory's thrill is o'er, and hearts that once beat high for praise now feel that pulse no more. Chiefs and ladies bright, the harp of Tara swells. The chord alone that breaks at night its tale of ruin tells. This freedom now so seldom wakes, the only throb she gives is when some heart indignant breaks to show that still she lives.
as you join us here, the half-time entertainment is in full swing. So let's join that for a few moments.
On Tara's wall, as if that soul were fled. So sleeps the pride of former days, so glory's thrill is o'er. And hearts that once beat high for praise now feel that pulse no more. No more to chiefs and ladies bright the harp of Tara swells. The chord alone that breaks at night its tale of ruin tells. This freedom now so seldom wakes, the only throb she gives is when some heart indignant breaks to show that still she lives. And ladies bright, the harp of Tara swells. The chord alone that breaks at night its tale of ruin tells. This freedom now so seldom wakes, the only throb she gives is when some heart indignant breaks to show that still she lives.
Yes, Mick Foster and Tony Allen, better known to you, of course, as Foster and Allen, providing the half-time entertainment here. A little song from Meath that just gone by then, as you saw the Artane Boys band falling up into the sea. And you can bet the banks of my own lovely Lee is not too far away.
How do my thoughts in their fancy take flight?
Colm O'Rourke. He overcarried, however. Free to Meath from just around the 45-metre line near the sideline. Brian Stafford ready to take this free from the 45-metre line. Mickey Kearns wants it put it to nearer the sideline. Billy Morgan then, and Dr. Con Murphy, Sean Murphy, a selector, and Frank Murphy there as well, all the Murphys of Cork. Looking on, Jimmy Kerrigan there in the background. There who played right half forward last year. Size level, remember. Stafford the kicker for Meath, in towards Colm O'Rourke. High they go, it fisted down. Stephen O'Brien takes it, Tompkins is waiting, and the siege lifted. The counter-attack at the other end, Robbie O'Malley jumps. Oh, he jumped out of his skin to touch that one away from the incoming forward. Belted away by McEntee. and the referee saw a push, and it's going to be a free to Cork, which Tompkins wants to take quickly. Dave Barry. Here's Tompkins. Nice turn. He's playing well in the second half, Larry Tompkins. That's onto his kicking boot, and it's over, it sails, and Cork have retaken the lead. Cork go in front by a point with 11 minutes of the second half gone. Larry Tompkins' 5th point. Now the fans on both sides getting behind their team, trying to lift them and inspire them just a little bit more. Liam Hayes punted forward towards Brian Stafford. Onto the right boot, high. Bringing down just a little rain as it came down, I think, and into the arms of Conor Coonahan, who was held by Colm O'Rourke, and that's going to be a free. And Meath are bringing on a substitute, and you'll see racing in now near the referee, Colm Coyle, a player who scored 3 points in the semi-final win against Mayo. And going off is Matty McCabe. McCabe called ashore then by manager Sean Boylan. But it's time for a new, fresh pair of legs and some new ideas from Colm Coyle, who's impressed so much in the semi-final victory. Coonahan, left-footed to Shea Fahy. Intended for Paul McGrath. McGrath there with Porrick Lyons. Good balance and control. Dave Barry wants it. He's marked, however, now. Near the sideline. Oh, that was a cheeky little ball, but it's gone wide. Well, he almost walked it into a perfect position, but I think he might well have done the more correct thing, which was to play the ball in faster. Dennis Allen continuing to have a word or two with some of the younger players like McCarthy and McGrath. Colm Coyle, by the way, is now operating at centre forward, and he is being marked by Conor Coonahan. PJ Gillick is playing left half forward. Inconclusive, and so the referee is giving it as a free to Cork. The Meath people will have thought that that should maybe have been a hot ball. Larry Tompkins will be the taker, just inside the 65-metre line. Cork leading by a point. Dave Barry's unmarked, went away from his marker quickly. Good at getting away from the player who should be marking him. Cross towards Barry Coffey, touchdown to Michael McCarthy. Rounding O'Connell. Cork leading by that 1 point. Looking for more. And a free in from the 13-metre line. It's a good darting run by Michael McCarthy. O'Connell incensed. So the best spell in the game that Cork has enjoyed could see them into a 2-point lead. He wanted Michael McCarthy back from the end line outside the 20-metre line. Should be point number 6 for Tompkins, and a 2-point lead for Cork. It is 40 minutes into the second half. Larry Tompkins, who wanted to play the game of his life in the All-Ireland final. He was disappointed last year. Will this be his year? Not if Mickey McCullum and his Meath colleagues can have their way. Meath behind by 2, but remember, so often in big matches in recent times, Meath have gone into arrears. Remember, league finals and that, but they were able to come back. Great experience and great craft and plenty of know-how. Stephen O'Brien almost taking some oxens out of the face that time, but it's on it goes towards Shea Fahy. Tackled by Jerry McEntee, fouled by McEntee. Shea Fahy played really well in the semi-final win over Monaghan and doing his bit at midfield today. No doubt at all that the Meath bench will be worried by the way this game has developed over the opening quarter of an hour of the second half. Cork taking a grip. Tompkins beginning to motor, and that's made all the difference. Inside is Dennis Allen and Dave Barry. Dave Barry was calling for the ball, but Tompkins did not release the ball. Tompkins, of course, who came into this match troubled by a hamstring injury, and apparently it was a very real injury. I know that some of the Cork people behind the scenes were happy enough that he had a bit of a break over the last week, because he trains really hard. Meath are making a change. Kevin Foley has gone off, and Terry Ferguson, who played in last year's final, is on. Tompkins again making the catch and making the difference. An injury to the face will need attention. Cork waiting for the trainer to be called on. Tompkins looks okay, and they're told they can go back again. There's Terry Ferguson, son of the great Snitchy Ferguson, who was here during half-time in the minor match, presented as part of the 1963 Dublin All-Ireland winning team. Cork Lyons down towards Harnan. He's got a little bit out of the game in the second half. Had a great, terrific first half indeed. Dave Barry. Tompkins again. He's getting loose now, and that's making quite a difference. Teddy McCarthy. Ooh, high to the face by Hayes, and that's going to be a free in. A degree of frustration now creeping into the Meath team. They're committing rather silly indiscretions, giving away fouls and frees. And with somebody like Tompkins around, that surely will be punished. This is what happened again. Teddy McCarthy on a burst. The referee adjudged it to be a foul at that particular point. Tompkins then ready to kick outside the 20-metre line to the right of the goal. Little or no breeze to contend with. Cork 1-7, Meath 8 points. He's put it wide. That could be a critical kick a little later on. Time will tell. 18 minutes into the second half, that's the time remaining, and just 2 points, as you see, separating the sides. Good catch by Barry Coffey. Cork lording it now at midfield and half forward. Shea Fahy on the drive. Outside him he's got Dave Barry. Then it's Teddy McCarthy in the line, but it's overpassed, and it's Cork Lyons who nips in. Now Meath will have to try and get their act together and get some momentum going from midfield into the forwards. That's gone out over the sideline. Cork ball. John Goff here, who's referee of the 1983 final. Dublin against Galway. Linesman this afternoon. Now Cahalan, one of the strong contingent of West Cork players playing for Cork. Aimed towards Teddy McCarthy. Tompkins to take the sideline ball. Chipped short to Shea Fahy. Back to Tompkins. Crowd expectant and wondering what's going to happen here as it's released inside to Paul McGrath. And wide. And that's Cork's 8th wide of the match so far. Dennis Allen there. Now playing it full forward, and he wants a little bit more going, and he wants Cork, I'm sure, to avail of the chances that are coming their way. This is a critical period in the match. If Meath can weather this storm and strike over a score or two of their own, they could well be back in the driving seat. Stafford kicking into space. Quite on his game this afternoon, Brian Stafford. Coyle neatly inside to PJ Gillick. It was blocked by Coleman Corrigan. Or rather by Tony Davis, I should say. This is Coleman Corrigan. And that's a good bit of forward play by Barry Coffey, drifting away from Martin O'Connell. Dennis Allen holding it up, waiting for Tompkins to come from a deep position. Some bunching right in front of him now. Tompkins going it on his own. Well, it's something he's been criticised for in the past, an inability maybe to link up with the forwards as everyone in the Cork team would wish. Certainly there were players inside that time that he could have played it into. So 2 points the margin. Cork leading at the moment, and there are 14 minutes remaining in the All-Ireland final. Coonahan takes, holds on well, tries to carve out an opening and unlock this defence. Coonahan again taking it back to Dennis Allen on the left boot and wide of the target, and that's 3 or 4 really good chances now in the space of 5 minutes in Cork's best period of the match so far. Will all those misses be crucial in the end? A lot of bunching at midfield. Cork dominant at the minute. The foul on Barry Coffey produces a free in. A free from about 50 metres out from the Meath goal. Tompkins the free taker. He's got 6 of Cork's 10 points so far. He's now got 7 of 11. And Cork lead by a goal, a solitary goal. 1-8 for Cork, in fact. It's 1-8 for Cork, Meath 8 points. And I note now that Meath have switched their marking on Larry Tompkins, and PJ Gillick, I think, is the one who's been assigned that particular duty. Coonahan. Oh, beautifully taken by Robbie O'Malley in flight, an important interception. Getting it onto the right boot to Hayes. Well, now with a goal between the teams, remember it's 1-8 for Cork, 8 points for Meath. Meath having to come back if they can. Foul down there, which the referee saw. It may well be. It was a foul, in fact, after that ball was kicked in, so a free from where the ball lands, which is about 22 metres out. Stafford will be the free taker. This should be a Meath score, but it's a crucial one, and there is great pressure on him. Time is running out for the champions. Still holding their balance, but not playing as well as they should be, or they're being allowed to be, indeed. It's a 2-point game, and Brian Stafford has kicked 6 points. Always calm in a crisis and capable of kicking over those vital points. So the clenched fist from Brian Stafford saying it all. Come on, we can still do it. But what a finale we've got in store. What a second half this match has produced in terms of intensity. Scores created, scores missed as well. Fisted down by Gillick in midfield to Jerry McEntee, tackled by Cahalane, pushed out over the sideline, and a free to Meath. Sean Boylan there looking very concerned with Tony Brennan and Pat Reynolds. Three men indeed have done so much to restore pride in the green and gold of Royal Meath, and provided a team which indeed can entertain, excite and provide good football. They're looking for a score at this point. It's away by Cahalane's fist. Tony Davis over there with Bernard Flynn, Colm Coyle chasing and pursuing, but it's Stephen O'Brien who takes it out of that ruck of players. Dave Barry back there, supposedly at full forward, back there about 20 metres out or so from his own end line. Shea Fahy likewise. A lot of passion being showed by both teams, great commitment. They both so badly want to get their hands on the new Sam Maguire. Teddy McCarthy is loose, dangerous moment for Meath, great shoulder. And the referee saw that Teddy overcarried, and it's going to be a free out. They play away, but it's going to be a free out. Tommy Subra saw a nudge by Teddy McCarthy as well. He saw it as the forward more or less charging into the back. And that will certainly relieve a little bit of pressure on McQuillan's goal. So who's going to win this final? Colm Coyle, hoping it'll be Meath. Coleman Corrigan, away towards that left-hand side, towards Michael McCarthy. Robbie O'Malley, his marker. Back to Coffey, a referee says play away. Coffey looks up, sees his options, plays it into space, a two-man attack at the moment. Cork Lions on Paul McGrath. McGrath grounded in a free in, no question. A free in for Cork and an opportunity to restore a 3-point advantage. Joe Castles is coming in and Bernard Flynn has gone off. Bernard Flynn, who failed to score in this match or in either of his last two games. Tompkins the taker, and it curls away. Oh dear. It's a let-off for Meath. It keeps their hopes alive. 1-8 for Cork, 9 points for Meath. Terrific drama and excitement in the 99th All-Ireland football final. 101 years ago they played the first, but there were a number of years in which finals were not played. Martin O'Connell then will ready to take this free. It's Harnan who takes it. Cahalane grabs from the air, a vital catch. He played splendidly at cornerback for Cork, towards Dennis Allen. Did it go out over the line? Mickey Kearns, the Sligo official, said yes, it's a line ball for Meath. O'Connell's kick towards Joe Castles. He should be the team captain but couldn't find a regular place on the side. Beggy kicks. It was a real hit and hope one, and his faith wasn't justified. Meath's 5th wide of the second half. Seven minutes remaining. 2 points the margin. Cork the leaders. A chase here between Cahalane and Coyle. Coyle of Meath takes. Belts into space towards Colm O'Rourke. So much depends upon his leadership up there. And it runs harmlessly out over the end line and wide. Colm O'Rourke was certainly playing brilliantly in the opening 20 minutes, but he's been subdued somewhat since then. Cork have taken a bit of a grip at midfield. Tompkins really came into it in the second half, but the game is still there for the taking by either team, champion or challenger. Fahy releases outside to Barry Coffey, the Bishopstown man. Forward into space towards Paul McGrath. Quickly forward for Dennis Allen. Pulled down, or is he? No, the referee says play on, I'm giving you an advantage. Dave Barry tries to make the most of it, but it's wide. Cork's 12th wide in the second half. Sean Boylan there is on his feet, as you see. Liam Hayes takes that splendidly from the air. Referee waited to see would anything come of it, and as it didn't, it's going to be a free to Meath. Stafford trying to get onto it. McEntee toe pokes it forward to Colm O'Rourke on that cultured left foot, and it's over the bar. And it's just a 1-point game. Colm O'Rourke the scorer. And what odds now, I wonder, a draw in the All-Ireland football final, something we haven't had since 1972. Two very evenly matched teams. Cork having the better of the second half in terms of the number of chances they've had, but they've spurned a lot of chances, 12 wides in all. Kearns' kick is low to midfield, misses by Castles, away by Gillick. players playing out of their skins now to try and get possession. That was a push by Stephen O'Brien on Colm O'Rourke, and he realises the importance of this kick, and he says, as it's from this position, it suits a left-footed kicker, and that's the angle he faces. 1-8 for Cork. Meath 10 points. It's a bit ambitious towards Colm Coyle, and Coyle was pushing Niall Cahalane in the back, and so it's going to be a free out for Cork. Four minutes to go. John Kearns in no particular hurry to take this free. Punched down by Martin O'Connell. Here's Hayes galloping through midfield with great style and panache. Sandwiched, fouled, and a free in, and this should be the equaliser. A great run by Hayes, inviting the foul, going through two defenders. They collided upon him, protest their innocence, and Stafford is the one with responsibility once again thrust on his shoulders. His side trailing by a point. The faces in the Meath fans tell the story. Stafford has kicked 6 points, looking for his 7th, and the sides are level. Leading scorers in the match, Brian Stafford with 7, Larry Tompkins with 7. That's the time remaining. Will we have a winner, I wonder, this afternoon? Kearns kicks. Harlan punches down. Teddy McCarthy. If either side now can produce a score, one wonders whether that will be the winning one. What a finale. Well, we promised you something special, I think, just before the half-time break, and I think you'll have to agree it has been that. Tense and exciting all the way. And Tompkins is told by Tommy Sugrue of Kerry, bring it back just a little bit. This is about 60 metres out, 2 minutes remaining. It's all tied up. 1-8 for Cork, 11 points for Meath in a memorable All-Ireland football final. The marking's been tight, the football hasn't always been flowing, but it has been engrossing and gripping, and that is tailing to the right. It's kept in play. No, Coffey can't hold on. Well, he really struck it well, but didn't quite have the range. McQuillan's in a hurry now with 1:30 to go. Most fans here, I'm sure, have enjoyed this second half. Just 1 point will do it, I'm sure. Dave Barry is fouled by Colm Coyle, and that's a free in from inside the 45-metre line. Now, we head towards the 1 minute point as Colm Coyle shrugs it off. It's going to be Tompkins who will take it. Well, since he came into the Cork colours last season, I think I've used the phrase that this is the most vital kick he's ever taken. He's just blessed himself. Will the gods smile favourably upon his pleas? The Cork fans are behind the Canal goal, waiting for this kick. Will it be a winner? It's on its way. Cork are in front. Tompkins has done it. 12 points to 11. Tompkins, the magnificent, with 8 points. Now is there a Meath comeback with 25 seconds to go. What a gripping final it's been. Well, what a kick. He may have missed some, but they'll forgive him all of those. O'Connell now in a desperate hurry. Cork, whose last win was in 1973 when Billy Morgan captained. This is O'Connell. Can they get on level terms? Cork must not foul. Meath must get a point. It's a free in. Tommy Sugrue is engulfed by a whole group of red shirts. The Meath fans smile down upon this up on Hill 16. I I think this is headed for a replay. Stafford will kick. I've said it before, but you'd nearly put the life savings on the man to kick it over from here. But this is immense pressure. Stafford experienced it before. Tompkins experienced it a few minutes ago for Cork. (1-9) for Cork, 11 points for Meath. 45 seconds into injury time, and the sides are level.